Good morning everyone and welcome to this week's cupcake decorating class. I'm Angela from Cake Angel.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
And this week is Pokemon week.
Woohoo! I'm Pikachu.
So today we're going to show you how to make your very own Pikachu, a Squirtle, and also 2 different types of Pokeballs.
Woohoo.
So why are we doing Pokemon this week, Dyl? Do you want to tell everyone?
Because for a couple of days ago, it was the Pokemon Go anniversary.
And Dylan is a huge fan of Pokemon Go, so we thought it would be really cool to do some cupcakes. So let's have a look at what we're doing today. Okay, so you can see we have, this is a great ball.
Yes, great ball, Pikachu.
And obviously this is Pikachu.
Squirtle, and then a Pokeball.
There we go. Okay, so let's get going. We've got our medium consistency buttercream ready. And we've also got 3 different colours in bags as well. We're going to be using a tip 3 today so that we can do all those little details like the lines on the ball. We've got the little details for their eyes as well and all their features on their faces. So let's get going. Which one would you like to do first?
Let's start off with the mascot of Pokemon, Pikachu.
Okay, so let's move these out of the way. So we're going to practice some techniques that we've done in previous classes. And to do Pikachu, we're just going to start with our yellow buttercream. And we're going to spread it on. So give it a quick stir before you start. And we're just going to flat ice this cupcake. So you want a nice big dollop of icing on there. Oops. And then you're just going to spread it round. This is super easy. You've done this before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Get a little bit more so we can go all the way to the edges.
I think we did this last week.
We did, yeah. So it's just good to show you different things that you can do with similar techniques so that you get more confident with using buttercream as well. Our buttercream, as I said, is a medium consistency, which is nice and soft for doing this. You just want it to glide onto the cupcake and go back and forth and get it to go all the way to the edge.
Yes.
So I'm going to get you to do this on Squirtle.
Yay. Squidly squid.
So who's your favourite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Pikachu.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's always been Pikachu.
Nice. My favourite, I think, is probably maybe Poplio.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Okay, so there's that one done. You see we've got a nice flat surface on there. Now, whenever you do buttercream with a spatula, you're always going to get some lines on there. And I'm going to show you an easy tip that you can use to smooth that over. But first we want to let it crust over a little bit. So we're going to pop this one here. You want to have a go at doing Squirtle next?
Yes. Squidly Squirtle.
Okay, so if you want to grab your blue icing. Okay, so you give your buttercream a stir. That's it.
Trying to get it. Can't.
It's almost like you're painting the buttercream on the cupcake at this stage,
Yeah.
you see? And you want to make sure you've got lots of icing on there, so when you bite into it, it looks really clear. That's it. Do you want to grab some more icing?
Yeah. Grab it all. Grab it all.
There you go. And it's a little bit messy doing it, but that's all part of the fun, right?
Yep. And that's the definition of making cupcakes. Have fun.
There you go. You want to grab some more? Yes. So the key with buttercream is always make sure you've got more on your spatula than you think you need, because it actually spreads a lot easier if there's too much icing on there. It's easier to take off more icing than it is to not have enough on there.
Yes.
Good job. That's it. Keep the spatula nice and flat. It makes it easier. Oops.
It's trying to run away.
Okay, keep it down so everyone can see. There you go.
Every single time something.
So if you see where it's starting to stick, let me show you how to fix that in a minute. Okay, so when it starts to stick to the spatula more than the cupcake, you just want to clean off your spatula. So see, we're wiping the excess off, and then we're going to just take this little bit here and actually just push it back down. So you see that I'm pressing just really slowly.
You don't need to go too hard on
That's
this.
right. Yeah,
Otherwise
take your time.
Otherwise you're going to break into the cupcake, which you don't want to do.
Okay, so there's Squirtle.
Woohoo! But not really Squirtle. We still need black.
Yeah. Okay, so actually while we've got our blue, I think we'll do the great ball next.
Yay! The great ball, I think, is the most coloured ball.
Let's just move this. So the trick with the Pokeballs, you can see that we have the two different layers of colour. So when you are icing this, we're going to use exactly the same format, and we're going to flat ice one side, flat ice the other side. So you just want to kind of imagine, like there's an imaginary line on your cupcake when you're doing this. Or if you had an edible marker, you could actually draw it on this cupcake as well, just to give you some guidelines to work for. Then it's kind of like colouring in the lines, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so with this one, because there's more white than blue, so we got this extra little bit of white here, we're just going to kind of do a little bit like a rainbow shape, I suppose. Okay, so if I show you how to do that one first.
Pick up the icing.
Pick up the icing, yeah. I always like to give it a bit of a stir every time as well. When you're using a buttercream icing, it does have a tendency to crust over a little bit as it sits, so you just want to stir it to make sure you don't have any of those harder bits in there. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to pop it on. And also remember that we've got those black lines that are going to go across the middle too, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need perfect lines for this. You just want to give the faint idea of it being
a great ball.
Yeah, perfect. Two separate colours.
Yeah.
So you see we've done half, and what I'm going to do is actually take a little bit of this away from the middle where we're going to put our extra white. So you see we've kind of got that little bit of a rainbow. Kind of a rainbow.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to describe it. Okay. So instead of doing the white straight away, you want to let this crust over as well. Otherwise you could get a little bit of colour bleed from your icing where the two colours will try and kind of melt into each other.
As you can see on here.
Yeah, it does happen over time with buttercream. So just bear that in mind. And if you can put it aside and work on a different one, then it's always advisable to do that. Okay, so we're done with our blue. I'll pop that to one side, thank you. So the last one we're going to start is the regular ball.
Yeah, the Pokeball.
So would you like to do the white or the red?
Let's do the white.
White, okay. So if you want to grab your white icing. And I'm going to give you a different spatula. So you don't have to use the metal spatulas that we used earlier. You can also use silicone ones as well, whichever one's easier for you. So let's see if you find this one a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to give it a good stir.
Okay. It's like actually baking something.
It is, isn't it?
That's way too much.
That's it. Okay, so imagine we're just going to do half the cupcake for this one.
I think this will be hard.
Okay, that's okay. Take your time.
It's fine.
Maybe a little less icing this time.
Yeah. I do not know how to get it off.
So if you want to scrape it off, you want to just kind of, that's it, pull it against the side of the bowl.
Oh, that looks so smooth.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Make sure it goes on the inside.
Yes.
Okay. So keep it nice and low so everyone can see.
Just need to.
That's it. Go nice and slow with it. Oops.
Oopsies.
That's good. So you're getting it all the way to the edge, which is perfect. And then if you want to get a little bit more icing from the bowl.
Let's get that flat bit. Hope it will be still flat.
Yeah, that's good. So press down if you want to press down and then smooth it. That's it. You're getting it. You want to try the other spatula, or do you like this one?
I think the other spatula.
Yeah, okay. So it's always about finding what works best for you. Okay.
Oh, this is a different spatula.
Yep, if you want to keep it here so everyone can see. That's it. So this time we're using just a straight spatula. The last one was just the angled one. And like I said, it's all about finding which one works best for you. Is that your center?
Just pulling that back, yeah.
Perfect. And you want to add a little bit onto your sides. That's it.
I'm really looking
You got it. Take your time.
I'm really looking forward to eat these.
Yeah.
Yum. Oh, I need more icing.
It's okay. Actually, you see you've got quite a big pile here.
Yeah.
You want to try and smooth that over a little bit. That's it. Go slow. There.
I've got a ton on here.
That's okay. Okay. Keep it forward so everyone can see. There. Perfect. Let's have a look. I'm going to show everyone. Okay, so we've got half our white cupcake done. Oops. We're going to let that set up a little bit as well. And then I'm going to need the white still. And let's go back to the blue.
The blue ball, the blue ball.
So this will have started to dry out. And you can tell when it's starting to crust because it actually loses its sheen a little bit. So now we can go ahead and ice the other side of it.
Icing, yum yum. Icing, yummy yum yums.
Oops, I got a little bit of blue there. So if you do find you pick up some of the other colour by mistake, then just go and clean your spatula. And then take a fresh piece of buttercream.
Yes.
And for this, we're just using regular vanilla buttercream, but you could do any flavour. Oops, we have a little bit of blue again, so let's pull that up.
Pull the blue up! Get off the yellow, the white!
Okay. Let's just smooth that middle bit. And remember, we're going to put black lines here as well.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So there's that one done. And then what's next? We need to do our red next, right?
Yes.
So I'm just going to take a little bit of this off. Just to give it a quick smooth over. There we go. Sometimes it's easier actually to smooth it if you leave it sit for a little bit and then go back to it. So I'm going to put the white over here. Okay, so if you want to grab the red icing. Okay, I'm going to grab the stir.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Screeching. Ow.
So now we're going to put all our red here. So if I hold it for you, maybe that's easier. So press down and then spread.
That's another tactic.
Down and spread. We have all these little sayings we're making now, don't we, when we ice?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to spread, that's it, rather than pick up. Okay, if you want to put some more icing on there.
Yep.
That's it, press down and spread. If you want to use the side, see the side's got more icing on it?
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to try that. That's better, there you go. And then see if you can fill in this little gap by here. There we go. Really good. If I just add a little bit more in the middle. And then we'll clean off those edges. So as you do more of this kind of fill in with your buttercream, you'll get used to the angle that you can hold your cupcakes. If you hold it at a, just tilt it slightly and then do the same with your spatula, you can actually get it to give you a nice smooth edge on the edge. Do you see?
Yeah. I know nothing about degree angles.
That's okay.
So I do not know what that is. If I guess, I would guess that was a 90-degree angle.
Okay, so that one's ready. And we're done with our red. Okay, so let's see how these are doing, if it's drying. So you can just give it a tap and see if it's dry. And I'm going to show you, I've got a little piece of parchment paper here. So a trick that you can use is when it is dry enough, and this probably isn't quite dry, but just to show you, you can actually get your parchment paper and just kind of press. And what this is going to do is just smooth out those lines a little bit. You could also pop your cupcake, or if you were doing this on a cake, you could pop it in the fridge and that will actually help it crust over a lot quicker. You see how it just kind of smooths it over, and I'm just lightly tapping it. You can also use this part of your hand to smooth it, and even the spatula. You just have to be careful when you know it's not quite dry. But see how this looks a lot smoother already. So we won't do that with the others. I don't think they're really dry enough for us today. It's quite humid here. Okay, so now we can add our details. We do Squirtle first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was the first one we started with? No, we started with Pikachu.
Okay, so you want to do Pikachu first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First to last.
Okay, so I'm just using a tip 3 in the bag, and this is the same consistency icing. Don't forget, whenever you're making black icing, you want to let the color develop for 24 hours. Usually looks quite gray when you first make it, and rather than keep adding more and more color, you can oversaturate your icing. So leave it settle for 24 hours instead, and you do end up with a really nice true black color. So first of all, we're going to do something that we did in previous classes, and we're just going to pipe circles. So you remember we did our caterpillar?
Yeah.
So really
Squeeze and pull.
Same technique. So I'm going to squeeze, and it builds up that nice shape for us. And because he's got slightly long eyes, I just move the bag slightly. And there's his first eye. Doesn't look like Pikachu yet though, does it? No. And then the second one is the same. I'm just moving it ever so slightly. Make sure they're the same size. So this one's a little bit bigger. So I'm actually just going to use my tip to kind of spread it out. I'm not actually piping any more icing at this stage. I'm just kind of moving it around. Okay, so there's our start. And then we're going to do his nose.
Pikachu's nose is kind of like an upside down triangle.
That's it. So I can look at you, can't I, to see if you have Pikachu outfit on. And then his mouth. So he just has kind of a cheeky little smile.
Or if you wanted to put actual, like a ton of detail, you could open it.
So we're just going to pipe a line. And when you're piping a line, just keep that bag raised above the surface. And then once you're ready to stop, take the pressure off your bag and pull away. And that stops you getting any little peaks on there as well. He looks quite happy, doesn't he? Yeah. So we're going to let that sit for a minute and then come back to do our red. And whilst we've got the black, we can do Squirtle next.
Squirtle.
So if I turn this around so you can have a look, I'm going to get you to do this one.
Okay.
Can you remember how to do the dots?
Yep. Squeeze down.
That's it. So keep it still. Squeeze. That's it. Still keeping it still. And now move it a little bit. And stop. And then let's do his other eye over here. That's it. Oops. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the tip and make sure they're the same size. And because buttercream icing doesn't dry quickly, you've got a lot of time to work with this and move stuff around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then his nose, so he has two little lines that kind of come into the center. And then this guy isn't really smiling, so he just has a line, a little dip, back up, and there. Yeah. And then we have his eyebrows, which is just a straight line.
I don't know why Pikachu doesn't have eyebrows.
I don't know. They're all different, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's Squirtle almost done. The only thing he's missing is the little whites of his eyes.
Yeah.
When you are piping white into something like black, you want to avoid that color bleed. So you just want to let it sit for a few minutes to start to crust over. We're going to look for that shininess to go from the icing. So whilst we do that, we are going to do our Pokeballs next.
Yay!
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to try and do one
Yeah.
as well? Okay, which one would you like to do? I'll do the other one first.
I want to do the Pokeball.
Okay, so I'll show you how to do it on this one. So again, you've got that center bit. We're going to do a line here. We're going to go up and around our imaginary circle and then back down.
Yes.
And then we have to add the little red bits on as well. So again, keeping my bag above the icing. I'm going to squeeze and draw in.
There is a ton of
and
sayings.
I'm going to stop.
There are a ton of sayings now.
And then we're going to go again. And this time we're going to go down. And then back over to here. And again, I'm just using the tip of the bag to kind of push the ice in where it needs to be. There you go.
Doesn't look like it yet, but it will.
Not yet. It's still missing the red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you ready to have a go at lines?
Yes.
We haven't really done lines before, have we?
No.
No? Do you want to have a practice?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give you a little piece
Of
here.
parchment paper.
So remember when you squeeze, so you want to squeeze from the top of the bag, keep that tip slightly raised. You see how it comes out really easy?
Yeah.
And the more you keep, if you keep your hands still, you'll get a line. There you go, you got it. And then when you want to stop, just stop squeezing and then pull the bag away. So when you pull the bag, go like this way. Actually, you would go the other way because you're right-handed.
Yeah.
That's it, so stop there and pull away. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to try and do another straight line. See if you can do one starting from here and pipe towards you. Try that. That's good. And the other thing you can do as well, we're going to do lines again next week, but the other thing you can do is actually hold the bag with two hands, and that can steady your hand a little bit. Make sure you keep your bag at an angle though. So we want to have it
90 degrees.
No, we want to do 45. Okay, you want to stop a minute? Let's get you a fresh piece of paper.
Yeah, fresh piece of parchment paper.
Okay, so that's it. I'm going to put both hands on.
I really got to
that's
look
it.
under.
So see how you get more control instantly when you hold with two hands. That's it. Okay, you want to try another one?
Yeah.
So keep it at that angle as well. Keep it more angled. There you go. That's it. Okay. You ready to try on the cupcake?
Yes.
Okay, ready? Want me to hold it?
Yeah.
So again, if you want to, you see how I'm holding it in my hand like this? You wanna, if you put your hand open by here, your right hand. Okay, so it's almost like you're holding a pen, really.
Yeah.
So we're going to go from here. Okay, you keep squeezing and I'll guide it. We're going to do our imaginary circle. And stop.
Imaginary circle.
Okay.
Line.
Let's go this way this time. Okay, so we're going to go up, imaginary circle, and done. Pretty good.
Yay.
That's not bad. Lines are probably one of the hardest things to get used to because your hand will naturally shake when you're piping. So it's all about getting used to the pressure that you need to put on the bag. That's good. So that one's done. So who do we need to finish? What have we got left to do?
The eyes.
Two things. The eyes and also...
the great ball.
We need to finish the red too and give Pikachu some cheeks, don't we?
Because Pikachu needs cheeky cheeks.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got our 2 bags left.
Otherwise you'll be cheekless.
Yeah. Well, Pikachu's kind of known for his red cheeks, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's an electric type Pokemon.
Yeah.
So we're going to avoid doing the white until the very end. So we want to do his cheeks first. Okay, so let's turn him around. You want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to hold it straight.
Squeeze.
Squeeze. And stop. And then do the same this side. Squeeze. And stop. There. What do you think?
Yay.
That looks like Pikachu.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to do our little red details on the great ball. So for this, it's really the same kind of technique. We're going to squeeze, and as we squeeze, we're going to move the bag to create the lined area. So you want to have a go?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start here. Oops.
Jeez.
Okay, I'll help you squeeze. There we go. That's it, and do it again. Okay, and then we're just going to fill it in. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, same this side. So we're doing lots of repetition of the same techniques, which is good because it's getting you used to the pressure for the bag.
Yeah.
Look at that. You want to put a little bit there just to cover that tiny little bit of blue that's peeking through.
You will never see again blue.
Perfect. That looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, so last thing. The whites of the eyes.
Yes.
So with these, we're just going to do a little dot. It's literally start to squeeze your icing.
But then stop.
And then stop. So it just kind of sits on top. And you stop and then pull away.
Yeah. It gives like a chocolate chip effect.
Yeah. And then the last one. There we go.
Yay!
So we're all set.
Yeah.
So which one do you think you'll eat first?
I don't know. They all look so tasty.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
So let's have a look and see. Do we look like Pikachu? Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, and these will take a little while to dry. As I said, it's quite humid with us here today. Oops, can we see this? There we go. And if you didn't want to eat them straight away, the best thing to do really with cupcakes, if you do live somewhere that's humid, is just pop them in the fridge for a little bit. and then bring them back out about 10 minutes before you want to eat them, just so they have time to come to room temperature. So did you have fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah? What was your favourite bit, do you think?
My favourite bit was Pikachu and the Pokeball and Squirtle and everything.
And I think you're definitely getting more confident with piping as well.
Yeah.
I hope everyone else is that's joining along with us. So don't forget, if you do have a go at making these cupcakes, make sure you share your pictures with us. And if you have any questions over the techniques that we've covered or the tools that we've used, don't forget to ask and we can answer those for you as well. So next week we're going to finish off our Buttercream cupcake series. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but we're definitely going to do some more line practice. So we'll probably do some writing as well. So keep an eye out on our page for next week's topic. And we hope you have a great week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Bye.